Hey, thanks for the question. I think it has to do with the business applications, why it's so popular. So, pattern recognition being one of those. But yeah, whenever you see something super popular like this, it's usually because it's adding a lot of value to the business end.
Hi, thank you for the question. I just wanted to basically tell you it's up to you. My preference is to go deep, rinse and repeat, and then once I've really understood it, then I move on to the next subject. But that's just me. Thanks for the question. I definitely think you should check out freecodecamp.org. There's another cool one if you're into data science called kaggle.com. But just a general Google search and just see what makes sense for you. Hey, thank you for the question. I think the timer started about 8 years ago. If you don't count the time that I spent in like middle school playing with like hacking calculators and stuff, but Python only 3 years. Yeah, thanks for the kind remarks. Where was I before this? I was pretty much just living in my cave and being antisocial, and now I'm out of my cave and I'm here to have fun with you. Hey, thank you for this question. I'll give you my experience. I went to school. I did all the theory. I think it's helpful to understand things, but it's not a requirement to monetize your skills. Okay? This is a great question. The next thing you need to ask yourself is, what are you trying to do with your skills? How are you trying to monetize them? Are you trying to get into web development? Are you trying to get into like machine learning? These have different answers. Hey, I live in the United States in the Four Corners. If you're ever in town, DM me. We can go out and have a meal together. All right, peace. If you're learning machine learning, and the next step should be kaggle.com. Check that out, because if you're any good with your machine learning skills, you can compete and win monetary. This is a great question. Thank you very much. It depends on what you're looking for, but I say check out Free Code Camp. They have all kinds of Python resources, full stack Python if you're trying to get into like web development, real Python. Thanks for the DM. I appreciate you so much, and let's stay in touch. Peace. Thank you for your response to this, searching ideas and solutions to the needs. I'd like a little more information, but I think I understand what you're saying. Google is definitely a good resource. I'm also happy to help you out. DM me. Yeah, if you want to start hacking around and you know the web stack for Python, maybe make like a portfolio site, and maybe try and add like an app on there that's kind of like your creation. That's how you're going to do. Hi. Okay, so this is a good question. How many years would it take? You could argue it could take a lifetime. So just focus on an area and become an expert there. As far as my qualifications, I'm an engineer. I write code every day. Yeah, if you want to start hacking around and you know the web stack for Python, maybe make like a portfolio site, and maybe try and add like an app on there that's kind of like your creation. That's how you're going to do. This is a good question. I'm not even going to try and pretend like I've gotten a job at Google or something like that. Like I work in the oil and gas industry as a petroleum engineer. So I say Google this if you're genuinely interested in that answer. Hey, thanks for the question. Okay, so if you're going into web development, maybe consider making like a portfolio page. If you're going into data science, go to kaggle.com and start competing in some data science competitions. Maybe you'll win and even get paid. Hi, yeah, this is a good question. You might find more luck on Google, but I'll give it a stab here. So in accounting, you're always kind of running a double check. So you can just write functions that double check to make sure that things are adding up. Python, Java, C#, JavaScript, VBA, PHP. What am I missing here? I know I'm missing something, but it just depends on what problem you're trying to solve. Yes, Albert, automation and Python are a perfect marriage. If you expand on your question a little more, I'd love to explore that with you, but you're definitely onto something here. I would love to hear more from.
Thank you for the question. All right, so this is just my opinion, but I actually think you have an advantage by not being like in the programmer industry, okay? Because you need domain expertise plus code skills. That's what makes you a unicorn.
Hey, thanks for the question. Okay, so based on this question, I can tell you don't have a lot of experience. You're not going to automate. You have no income to automate right now. What you need to do is focus on the fundamentals. That's my only piece of advice. Hey, thanks for the question. Okay, so what you need to do is work on the fundamentals of CSS and JavaScript. HTML, you're going to pick up pretty quick, but there's no secret, man. There's just going to be a grind. You got to do it and love it. Peace. Dude, you're killing it. I wish in 11th grade I was learning how to program in Python. My one piece of advice to you is code every day. You're going to be a beast. Peace. Why do we use Django to create websites? Okay, it's really simple. It's a framework, so it saves you from writing a lot of code. Django is super opinionated, so it gives you a lot of batteries included. There's other web frameworks, so don't be religious. Thanks for the question. Okay, so what you want to do is focus on the fundamentals of CSS, JavaScript, and just kind of learn HTML along the way. There's a website called Full Stack Python you can check out. Also, I did a podcast with multiple people that do this. Hey, thanks for the question here. This actually I cover almost in all of my podcast episodes that I've done. Those are on like iTunes, YouTube, all that good stuff. So check out all those people. Mohan, thanks for this question. Okay, so you need to look at applied AI for your specific field. I'm a petroleum engineer, so it might be a little different unless you're in the petroleum industry, but that's what you need to do. Ash, thanks for this question. Okay, you cannot have money signs in your eyes when you start blogging. The only thing that should be on your mind is how do you add value? The money will come later. It's a long game, not get rich quick. TFC, what's up? Thanks for the question. Okay, this is really simple, but hard to execute on. Why do people pay you money? Because you add value. You need to find a problem to solve. That's how you do it. Hey, Ravi. Yeah, thanks for the question. I have an open mind when it comes to this stuff. I think our brains are more powerful combined than they are separately working on things. So make sure and stay in touch.